Hey, so right here off rip, I like to choose a flank based off of the islands provided. So if you look at C, those islands will just get in the way of me kiting and driving around and wanting to be where I want to be. But if you look at A, up above it, there's a big fat opening of space where nobody is really going to get in my way, and I'm not going to accidentally run into any islands while I'm trying to focus on the fight. This isn't always a choice, as you don't always spawn in the middle, so you might have to make do with the flank you have, but if you get spawned in the middle, I like to choose the one more appropriate for my ship, not necessarily the one that's more or less guarded. I used to choose the side that would need me more, but that just kept having me fail because that side of the map just didn't play for my ship. But right here, I'm watching my detection bar. So that blue ring around me that says 12.8, that little ring is going to let me know where I'll be spotted at. But since y'all are playing tier 10 cruisers, you probably know this. Since my plane spotted that DD, I know he's not close enough to the edge of A, so I'm continuing to push just a little closer with that detection ring. If I had not seen that destroyer prior, I probably would only get my detection close enough to like touch the edge of A, then I'd start turning around. Right here, those planes are coming, so I had to yank it a little sooner. And I just set up angle to bounce any AP shells from battleships coming my way. You'll want to hit the brakes like right here. I'm doing it a little too late. I think I was super hyper focused on those planes. But you'll want to lock the brakes so that you keep your radar covering the ACAP. And so I'm just angled and I start my farm, and then there's the destroyer. That's the whole reason I am in the middle right here and this close. So I see he's at like 13 and my radar's 12, so I'm going to put her in reverse because I know that destroyer's coming closer to me. So I'm going to put it in reverse and give it like 10-15 seconds. But in that time, I'm just going to be shooting these other dudes, make the destroyer think I'm not focused on him at all. And then now I've given it enough time, so I hit that radar, and there he is, trapped in front of the whole entire team. And you'll take a little bit of a beating here. That's Nevsky's job, though. If you're angled like I am here, you'll take no more than like a 10,000 salvo from a battleship. They will not citadel you, and they will not be able to punish you as bad as they want to. So just holding this angle is nice. And as we just finish up the destroyer here, it's that easy. So that is a textbook destroyer ambush, and it does not all the time go that easily, but that is how you're supposed to do it. I'm going to pause the video right here, break to another clip to show you how to approach the cap if the CV is giving you a harder time. So here I am approaching the left flank on an arms race mode. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm watching that detection ring, but this time just for the middle of the map rather than a specific spawn. But then I see these planes coming. And this is the best thing you can do when enemy planes are doing this. All you gotta do is turn towards them. Then once you turn towards them, hit the brakes and wait 2 seconds. So turning towards them will make them not strike you because you're not opportune and broadside, but then turning towards them and hitting the brake as well, any salvo shot at you will miss terribly because they're compensating for like 24 kilometers. So one little turn like that will just make them all dodge. If you try and turn outward and dodge the planes by driving away, you'll waste your time. You'll probably take rounds from the battleships because it's harder to dodge that way. And the plane will have a fat broadside to shoot on you rather than just having your nose. So the best choice is to literally just turn in towards the plane, hit the brakes and wait a few seconds. And then once those planes have to run away, because you're surrounded by teammates, he can't just stick around and keep you spotted. So you're just going to stop there, and then once they're gone, you continue what you were doing. And so here I am, instead of using A as the cap of like reference to where I'll see the destroyers, I'm using their side objective. So that increased damage perk on their side, I'm using that objective as my kind of estimate to see how far I need to go on this flank before turning around. So that is how you do it if a CV is coming straight at you at the beginning and is trying to slow you down on your approach to the flank. That is how you handle it. So we're going to continue back to the other clip now. Alright, so here we are back on the original clip, and this is kind of the area you want to sit and farm with Nevsky. As long as you have team advantage like I do, you're not going to be really taking a ton around yourself, so all you need to do is sit in this one single spot. You just go back and forth. There's no reason to drive a million miles an hour the other way, as it'll just make the shots harder for you to hit at distance, and then they'll have a constant speed to judge so they can hit you from a distance too. If you just keep this back and forth, stop, go pattern going, they're constantly thinking you're going faster than you are. They're trying to estimate and judge you correctly, and every time they shoot, you're just doing the opposite of what they last saw. So I love the stop and go with Nevsky, though it doesn't seem like it's effective, it's very effective. And do not sleep on Nevsky AP. This stuff is powerful. It is incredibly strong. And here we go. With Nevsky, you want all guns firing. You can't really just shoot 4. It's not really an option with Nevsky. If you're just shooting 4, you're pretty much going to do nothing at all to the enemy. You have to be shooting all 8, so this angle I'm holding is essential. But see an amazing battleship shot, almost half of them hit, and all it does is 7k to me because of the angle I'm holding. If it has 457s or higher, you might want to play more dodge heavy instead of just sitting here. But if it's anything with 410s or 406s shooting at you, you can just sit here and eat them all day. They're not going to do anything to you. And that is basically how you run Nevsky and radar traps. So I hope this was helpful and that you're able to improve your gameplay off of it.